this video I just want to discuss why I'm an advocate for one meal a day. And yeah, I was like everybody else, and there's a saying or there's a quote: if everybody's running left, run right. You don't want to do what the mass is doing, because if you do what the mass is doing, you're going to get mass results. So COVID-19 is a perfect example of this. Everyone was jumping around, running around, watching the news, feeding into that fear, and others weren't. And I was part of the others, by the way, because people don't understand, but during that whole COVID-19 crisis or whatever, the earth was split into the two: those who got the jab for whatever reason and those who didn't. It's just that simple. So where are you? You have to ask yourself. And yeah, but this video is about food. So everybody eats, they wake up, run downstairs, bacon, eggs. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe that. That is ridiculous. And then, by 10 a.m., they have a after breakfast snack. Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense. You wake up and the first thing you do is run downstairs and fry up some bacons and eggs and eat and stuff yourself. That's just not an optimal way of functioning. That's not how you want to start your day. And I know science will say this, science will say that, and people will say this and people will say that, but it just doesn't make sense. And when I realized you can train yourself, so it's a form of discipline as well. When I realized you can train yourself to eat less and be completely, like, my energy's higher, I'm stronger, and be completely fine and sufficient and satisfied with one strong, solid, I don't just say 1 meal a day, one strong, solid, balanced meal a day. And I know people do this differently, but this is something, so in effect, it's intermittent fasting. You want to fast as long as possible and then just eat in as little time frame as possible. I know people that just do 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. That's a bit tight, but it can work. But I want to say that I'm a solo single man, so it's a bit different. Like, if you just have chefs and everything's prepped and everything's brought to you, that's a lot easier. It's going to be a lot easier to maintain yourself. But if you actually have to, go out, fetch food for yourself, and prepare the food for yourself, and you're living alone and you don't have help, you're going to sooner, and you want to maintain a healthy diet, and you don't want to utilize ovens and microwaves, and you want fresh, good quality food. Doing that 3, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times a day just doesn't make sense. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. So in terms of a single man living alone in the penthouse and just keeping life as simple as possible, one strong, solid, balanced meal a day. And in the age of AI, ChatGPT can help you for so much. Ask it questions. Is this meal balanced? What's missing? And I would say, as much as possible, try and discipline how you're eating. Like me, for example, I pretty much eat the same thing for breakfast every single day: oats. I always add maybe chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. I always add fruits, bananas, peanuts or cashew nuts, whatever's. And I add a few things to it, just to get peanut butter as well. Add a few things to it to get a bit more out of it. And then, so I pretty much eat that. But I always break my fast with fruits. Again, whatever fruits are in season is what I consume. So, like, for example, today I had watermelon and I had oranges to break my fast. And then after that, I have the oats. And then I'm just gonna eat one more solid meal. And I can eat this typically from 3:30 to 6. And that will be my last meal for the day. Sometimes I will have haritaki post-meal, which technically does break the fast, but it doesn't take away from the benefits so much. And after the meal, I also may have moringa tea to help with digestion and to obviously get the benefits of moringa as well. But just in general, it's just that one solid meal for the day, and it keeps me fully satisfied. And so part of the reason, so I kind of, pretty much you can say, I eat 2 meals. If you will, you can say I eat 2 meals, because I break it with some fruits. Then I have the oats, which is kind of pretty much a meal, but it's not giving me all my nutrients. Then the next meal will give me all my nutrients, and I'll make sure that whether I have to throw an avocado in there, boil some eggs and put that in there. I personally don't prepare, I don't prepare meats. Again, if I had a chef and someone taking care of my entire food consumption, great, I probably would never eat meat. But I don't prepare meats myself. Like, I used to, but I can't, especially as a rasta, I can't go into the shop, buy fish, buy meat, and then just be there preparing it, washing it. I can't do that. So if I do eat meat, which is very, very rarely and occasionally, it would be part of the meals I eat out. So I try as much as possible to cook my own food, because your energy is typically going to be higher and with more love than anybody else cooking your food. So if not, I just try, I do my best to, just send goodwill to the people who giving me my food. Some people are rude to the delivery drives and things like this is food you're gonna eat. And from a spiritual perspective, that person can put ill will on the food that they're handing you. They don't have to touch it, they don't have to open it. But if you've pissed them off and you just give here, take it, it's not the same. If the person who's actually cooking your food, which is why I don't like delivery apps and things like that, it's because you don't actually know who's preparing your food. So this is why, as much as possible, I was brought up in a Christian household to just pray over the food. Bless the food, enrich the people, the hands that prepared the food. Bless the business, bless the establishment, bless the person who brought the food to you as much as possible, because you don't know what, from a spiritual perspective, again, it's always best to prep your own food, or ideally someone you know and love prepping it for you. There's a reason why mum's meals or dad's meals always tasted so good. It's because they love you and they're preparing food for you. So as much as possible, this video is just to say that you're likely eating too much, and especially if you want a lean athletic physique and you want to be in peak physical condition, which you should be. You should be performing in peak physical condition, because if you're in peak physical condition in your physical state in your body, you're going to be in peak physical condition in your mind. There's no way that yeah, that's it, man. Eat less, you'll have more.